Welcome to the Cooking for Real editing bay. Today I am actually re-editing a classic video of mine. That's crockpot clam chowder. When I tuned into it myself to try and remember some of the ingredients I used in that beautiful clam chowder, I discovered that the file was, shall we say, corrupt. So I'm going to redo it and take it from a 15-minute video, hopefully down to something much more reasonable to watch. Thank you for joining me today. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Today, we're making clam chowder in my crock pot. So, first things first, you're going to need half and half. And buy the big container because you're going to need 4 cups of this. Celery, onion, cornstarch, ramen broth. You need 4, count them, 4 cans of clams. And then what we need here is clam juice, bacon, which you're only going to need about half of this package, and potatoes. We really only need about half of this bacon. So I'm going to go ahead and put half of this bacon in a Ziploc bag, pop it in the fridge, and I guarantee that within the course of 2 days, that bacon will be fried up and eaten with some eggs. And of course, I used too small of a pan, that's for sure. But this bacon is cooking beautifully. Just want to show you how this bacon is coming along really nicely. And then I'm going to give you a pro tip. We are going to save this bacon grease, okay, because the next thing that we need to saute is going right into this. And I gotta tell you, if you've never smelled onion cooking in bacon grease before, you have missed out on one of the great joys of life. While those onions cook, I'm going to go ahead and just start chopping up this bacon. You will find now that these onions are not exactly translucent, but they are cooked. They've got some nice brown edges to them. And all I'm going to do is take them off of the heat, put them aside. It is time to start adding some ingredients to this crock pot. First in is that bacon, or those onions, drained. Now it's time to deal with vegetables. Potatoes and celery. First up, the potatoes. We're going to peel them all. So now that I finished peeling and washing the potatoes, if anything I've learned from Anne Burrell watching Worst Cooks in America, it's hold your knife properly. And we're going to go ahead with the Anne Burrell method of dicing, and we're going to do slices, sticks, and dices. One, two, three, four, five. I'm gonna go with about 6 stalks of, what is this called? Celery. I'm gonna go with about 6 stalks of celery. Alright, so we're gonna go right back to the Anne Burrell method of slices, sticks, dices. I have added in the potatoes and I have added in the celery, all chopped, you know, to the best of my poor ability. And now we are popping in the main ingredient, the clams. Looks a bit like cat food. I've actually drained off the liquid because I am using it as part of the recipe. There are 4 cans here, but for argument's sake, I currently have 2 cups of clam juice created by emptying out the clam juice out of the cans. So that goes into the pot, but you really need more liquid than that. I have bottled clam juice. I also have ramen broth. So I'm going to do about a cup more of the clam juice, and I am going to top it off with a cup of the ramen broth. It does, the recipe that I have actually calls for 3 cups of fluid, but it seems like I got an awful lot of tater in there. So in the meantime, like, let me add that this is going to cook 3 to 4 hours, you know, and then I got to add another 4 cups of fluid into the pot with this fluid. And I think that this ramen broth actually gives it a little extra something. And I'm going to shut the camera off right now, but trust me that I'm about to add 3 more cans of clams and then a tablespoon or 2 of Old Bay seasoning. So it's all in the crock pot now, and I have set this crock pot to high for the time being. We're going to cook this for about 3 to 4 hours, and then when we come back, we'll be adding a couple of more ingredients. Well, we have come to the point where it's time to make our chowder white. Here's the thing. Cornstarch is actually a very powerful thickener. And most of the time, you're going to find that recipes call for a 1/4 teaspoon to a teaspoon maximum. But in this situation, we're going to use 4 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons. So you're talking 12 times the normal amount of cornstarch. Chowder's got to be really, really thick. And we're already adding it to multiple cups of fluid. So we added 4 cups of fluid, and we're actually about to add 4 cups more. So what I am doing here is I'm a cup of half and half, and those 4 tablespoons of cornstarch, and we're going to beat them all together. We're just going to keep that up until we don't feel any more lumps in it. We're going to top this 2-cup measure up to 2 cups. And into the brine we go. We also got to do yet another 2 cups of half and half here. Some people would want you to add this more gently than I'm adding it, but I have got the patience to stand here and stir it. This is actually thickening up really, really well. You can actually see how well it's thickening. So what I'm going to do now, besides make a mess, is I'm going to go ahead and turn this crock pot down to low.